Coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains, I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to be talking about prophecy and why it matters to you. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor. Hey folks, L.A. Marzulli here. And you know, a lot's going on right now in the world. And this is why I rely on my Patriot supply. We've got 2 stashes of them. They're fantastic. I believe in their product, which is why we're advertising it here. Their mega 3-month emergency food kit comes jam-packed with 33 varieties of filling and delicious foods. Not only does that include creamy chicken-flavored rice, old-fashioned Italian spaghetti, and savory, cheesy broccoli soup, but you also get a bonus protein kit with diced beef, flavorful chicken chunks, and 3 varieties of beans, plus 9 different fruits, vegetables, and snacks. Folks, all in all, this emergency food kit provides a whopping 2,500 calories per day to keep you well-fed and ready for anything. The way I see it, it's my solemn duty as an American to protect my family without waiting on handouts. And that starts with food you can depend on for up to 25 years. Go to foodwithla.com. That's www.foodwithla.com. You can save $300 on your mega 3-month emergency food kit. It ships fast and free. Once again, foodwithla.com. That's foodwithla.com. Folks, we love my Patriot supply, and we've got quite the stash, so we are ready for anything. Thanks for joining us, folks. We've got up around 220,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your interest. I'm going to talk about prophecy. Almost one third of the biblical prophetic narrative, the guidebook of the supernatural, our Bibles, is prophetic, has prophetic language in it. Yet, most of the churches in America and even other places don't look at prophecy. They just push it to the side. Why is that? Why is that? Let me tell you why prophecy is important. When we read passages like Genesis 3:15, this is the first promise of someone who is going to rectify what just happened. When sin first enters the world, God promises a Savior, the Messiah, to resolve the problem of sin. That's Genesis 3:15. Your offspring, Jesus is there, pointing to Satan, pointing of a dragon. Your offspring will be at war, at enmity with the offspring of the woman. The proto-evangelion, the Messiah, the one coming from the woman's offspring, woman's seed, will crush the dragon's head. It's the entire Bible. I've said that numerous times. It is the entire Bible. The Messiah would be born of a woman, absolutely. He would be human. That's why he's fully God and fully man. Now, there's 70 major Old Testament prophecies. You can see it right here. You can Google that for yourself and check it out. We don't have time to get into all of them, but I'm going to read some of the highlights, and I think you'll find them absolutely interesting. I know I do. And again, you know, some of these are just mind-boggling. Like, look at this one, Micah 5. The Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. Jesus is born in Bethlehem. Genesis 17, the predicted miraculous birth of Isaac foreshadows the predicted miraculous birth of Jesus. Isaiah 7, Isaiah foretold the miraculous virgin birth of Jesus. The Messiah would be called Emmanuel. The Messiah would arrive before the destruction of the temple. The Messiah would be preceded by a forerunner, John the Baptist. A messenger would prepare the way of the Lord, Malachi 3:1, John the Baptist. The Messiah would arrive 483 years after a call to restore and to rebuild the temple. Folks, this is Daniel 9:24. There's books been written about this. So from the angel says this to Daniel, from the time to restore and rebuild the temple in Jerusalem to Messiah comes is 483 years. Why is this important? Because 483 years to the second, Jesus arranges for the triumphal entry into Jerusalem. And he tells the disciples, go in to the city. You'll find a colt which has never been ridden. Take the colt and come and bring it back to me. And when the owner of the colt says, what are you doing? Tell the owner that the master has need of it. Can you imagine being sent in to take a colt? This is like the Lexus of the ancient world. It'd be like going into a 7-Eleven and there's a brand new Lexus with the keys in it, the motor running, no one's in there, and you hop in the driver's seat, the driver comes out, the owner of the car comes out and goes, hey, what are you guys doing? Oh, the master has need of it. Oh, okay, go ahead and take it. Jesus arranges all of this, and he rides in literally to the second. the 483 years after the decree to rebuild the temple. And that decree, that stele, is in the British Museum, to the best of my knowledge. The Messiah would have a ministry in Galilee and be a light to the Gentiles. The Messiah would perform miracles, absolutely. The Messiah would teach in parables. Just think of all the parables that Jesus, even today, we read the accounts in the gospel, the parable of the rich man, right? And Lazarus and all this. The Messiah would be associated with a new covenant involving forgiveness of sins. I mean, Isaiah 50, the Messiah would be spat upon and beaten. The Messiah would be silent before his accusers, Isaiah 53. The Messiah would be persecuted. Daniel predicted the timing of when the Messiah, folks, there's 70 here. I don't have time to get into all of them. Psalm 22, the Messiah's suffering would include thirst. 22 again, the Messiah's hands and feet would be pierced. This is written thousands of years ago, before the advent of the crucifixion, before the Romans invented this horrible way to die. Yet prophecy tells us all would happen. Look, folks, the bottom line is this. The prophetic word is in our Bibles. It is the only book on the planet that's like it. Yes, Nostradamus has quatrains, and you can go there and read them, but some of them are incredibly ambiguous. The Bible, the guidebook of the supernatural, has a thread of prophecy from the book of Genesis, the very first book, to the very last book in Revelation. Someone is outside of space-time as we know it and can call the end before the beginning and the beginning before the end, both ways, with great specificity. Some of those prophecies I just read to you, you can see that they're not fuzzy at all. Messiah's hands and feet will be pierced. I mean, that's really straight ahead. A sixth grader can read that and understand what he or she is reading. That's where we are. Someone else is outside space-time as we know it. That someone, of course, is the God of the Bible. Time for him is fluid. He can go either way with it. The fallen ones, the fallen angels, they can see further in time, but they're not all-knowing. They're not all-knowing. And that's a 3-hour discussion. Prophecy is important. Why? Because right now, I believe that we may, underline may be looking at prophecies written thousands of years ago, which may be about to be fulfilled. Isaiah 17, the destruction of Damascus. Ezekiel 38, where there's a group of nations. Russia is the leading one. Iran, Turkey, which coalesce and go up against a land of unwalled villages. There are those who say that Israel is not a land of unwalled villages. I have been there. Yes, there's a wall to keep out suicide bombers in Jerusalem. I understand that. But you go to Capernaum, and it's a unwalled village. You go to any of the places that we went to on our tour of Israel, and it's a land of unwalled villages. It's there. That prophecy is fulfilled. Isaiah 17 tells us that Damascus will become a ruinous heap. I hope that that's not the case. But all I know is this. What was written will come to pass. What was foretold is unfolding. Folks, it's real. It's all too real. We may be living in a window of time where we are about to see some of these prophecies fulfilled. What was written will come to pass. What is foretold is unfolding. Thanks so much for watching, folks. I am L.A. Marzulli. Check out our 30 films by going to streaming.lamarzulli.net. Do your homework. There's 30 films there. There's 13 books. Number 14 is coming up soon, The Rungs of Disclosure. John Adam, make sure you put that up. We'll be doing a pre-sale on the book, and I'll give you more updates about that. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. I'll be back with more episodes of On the Trail of the Nephilim, PPS reports, UFO updates, and more stuff as I see fit to bring it to you. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Hey folks, L.A. Marzulli here. I've got book number 14 coming out. It's being published by Charisma Media. It's called Rungs of Disclosure. Let me whet your appetite. What is it, 77 years ago, something happened in Roswell, New Mexico? Was it really a weather balloon or was it something else? Folks, one of the very first chapters in that book delves into the whole Roswell event. What I think happened there was a cover-up, and it began the deliberate obfuscation that continued until 2017. And Tucker Carlson asked Commander David Fravor, in your opinion, what was this tic-tac-shaped UFO that you saw? Commander David Fravor looks right at the camera and says, whatever this was not from this earth. That's the nexus. That's the beginning of the Rungs of Disclosure book. I think it's the most important book I've ever penned. Go to lamarzulli.com, lamarzulli.com. You can pre-order the book, save $5, and that book will be autographed by yours truly. Don't forget, folks, UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. In my opinion, this is the coming great deception that Jesus warns us about.